Hello and welcome back to your next car. My name is Danny Neville and today we have the gorgeous Aston Martin Vantage S2, as you can see right here. Unlike the Ferraris or Lambos, Aston Martin is classy throughout at all times and suitable for any and every occasion. The other benefit of having an Aston is people will know the heritage of the brand and know it as a premium quality business. And what's great about an Aston Martin is people like to get involved with the vehicle. They want to comment, see, to touch it and get close up. And that's somewhat different to maybe the Lambos and Ferraris at times, whereby they can be a bit more loud and in your face, whereas the Aston Martin is very classy and can fit and suit every occasion. This particular version is a 4.7 litre, so the original Vantage came with a 4.3 litre powerhouse. This one comes with the 4.7. More literage, more power, and more brake horsepower, of course, coming out of these exhausts. The exhausts are very raspy yet deep, and you have an iconic, unique sound. Aston Martin actually employ someone just to work on the sound engineering and making sure that pitch and tone is bang on for the Aston Martin brand. If we start at the front of the vehicle, we can see the almighty, all-famous, iconic Aston Martin grille. They've always been known for having beautiful front faces, as you can see here, and it looks gorgeous every time you look at it. The other thing with the grille is because it's got the classic design Aston Martin is all renowned for, people know it's an Aston Martin straight away. And when you see one coming up behind you, most people you find in front tend to move to the left to let you go past. Being a 4.7 litre, you can reach 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds with a top speed of 180 miles per hour. The best way to describe the Aston Martin as a vehicle is to think of it much more like a watch, or a timepiece is a better description. It's very mechanical, ultra special, and very much different to other vehicles. Much like your timepiece on your wrist, these lovely silver Aston Martin alloys just look absolutely gorgeous. I do find myself umming and ahhing whether I prefer silver or black alloys these days. I think on a lot of cars, particularly new, look great with the black alloys. However, I am undecided on the Aston. I think there's something very special and original about having large silver alloys here, and they really do set off this grey colour with a special glisten. So unlike conventional brands, Aston Martin try and do everything a little bit different and a little bit special. So just here you have the rear bonnet boot button. You can of course use the key as well or press the button inside. But just here, some people think, is it a camera or what is that? And it's actually a button for the rear boot. So you press it there and then straight up the boot goes. Nice and easy. Just in the back here, we have an absolutely stunning boot and enough space to fit a set of golf clubs in. Important for all your golfers out there. And just here we have another shelf, so you can actually fit more storage here as well. So there's plenty of space to go across continents and across countries with this vehicle. Enough space for multiple travel bags, luggage, shoe bags and so forth, dresses, shirts, suits. And it's very, very practical, I must say. Beyond the boot, there's actually space and a parcel shelf behind the sport seats, so you can then fit more luggage and more space and more baggage there if you wish. And even these little touches here, like a leather handle to be able to pull down the rear boot, is just what makes the Aston Martin brand special. It's just got so many little special pieces that make it almighty special. Another thing to note with the Aston Martin, brilliant design, they have Swan doors. So obviously Lambo has its iconic scissor doors, and then you've got McLaren with its iconic doors as well. Aston Martin has something in between where they're called Swan doors, and they just open ever so slightly rising away from the curb. So I've had lots of sports cars, supercars in the past whereby the doors open at the same level as the car, and the problem with that is curbs are relatively low, and as the vehicle's low you can often catch it. Where you've got grass verges, etc., or if you're parked at an angle, sometimes the road slopes or at an angle, you can often catch the door, and it's often not you as the driver because you know that, it's often your passenger just opening the door like a conventional car, not realising that you need to be mindful of the lowness of the vehicle's door. Whereas the Aston has the Swan doors where they rise ever so slightly, but giving you plenty of space to relax and let people in and out the car very easily. So, the part we all want to see, the driving seats, the cockpit. So, as you can see here, we've got something quite unique again, being an Aston Martin. You've got a fly handbrake. So as you can see here, this handbrake is down at the moment, but it's actually on. And I'll demonstrate to you very shortly how this system works. You've seen this on lots of Aston Martins over the years, as well as Jaguars, whereby you've got a fly handbrake on the right hand side. Nice and easy to use. It just takes a little bit of getting used to and knowing how it works. Essentially, no different to a conventional handbrake, except it goes down for easy access in and out of the vehicle rather than it being up and in the way. So on the steering wheel, we don't have too much noise. We have the horn, which essentially you press the whole section down and then the horn goes off. You've got answer call, disconnect call, volume up and down just here. And I'll show you in a minute, just behind this section here, we have buttons to go up and down tracks or zoom in and out of the navigation menu. This particular example of the Aston Martin has only done 8,000 miles. These cars are well looked after, cherished and loved by their owners, and that's something you can feel confident in when you buy an Aston Martin, is you've not got carelessness or someone abusing the vehicle. Everyone who buys an Aston loves and cares about the brand, and they always feel special because of that. So we've got paddle shifters, and they are on the column. Being on the column is fine. I'd like the paddle shifters to be a little bit longer and bigger, just because it's easier when you're turning around or driving quickly to hit the paddle shifters up and down. However, they do work perfectly well. They've got a lovely aluminium and leather combination. The stalks on the side are fine. I wouldn't say they're particularly anything special. I'd say that they do the job, and it's probably the only part of the car that doesn't feel special compared to the rest. We've got 4 vents across the dash. The ventilation works pretty well, and then you've got aluminium and rubber accelerator and brake pedals as well, just there. The footwell space is fine. It's bigger than some other sports cars. Yeah, works absolutely fine there. Just here, you've got your light dimming options. So you've got blinkers, headlights, auto, and you can also set here, just for turning this, the brightness of the dials you want on the actual dashboard. So moving to the dash, you have a stunning brushed aluminium finish at the back of the dashboard panel, and you've got conventional speedos and a rev counter. So the speedo goes all the way up to 220 miles per hour. So the stalk often you find is relatively low on the speedo because it's got so much capability, this car, but you're often not making those horses run as fast as they need to or can do. And then the rev counter actually goes the opposite direction to the speedo, which is gorgeous to watch and very unique. And when you hit the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 revs, it just sounds absolutely amazing. So I've told you enough about this car. I've told you how great it is. Let's start this baby up and take it on the road. Turning on the Aston Martin is a unique process in itself. So as you can see here, you've got a lovely Aston Martin key, very nice and light. And this is actually the backup key. The main key is very much like this watch. It's super special, and it goes just in here. The reason I tend to use this key is because it's a little bit more durable and not quite so special for everyday use. So if you chuck it in the gym bag, you don't mind so much. The other one is literally like carrying a piece of jewellery, in that it's so special, I tend to only use it for special occasions. But anyway, the key works exactly the same. So you've got to open your doors, close your doors, open the boot, put the lights on. But this key slots just in the engine start-stop button section here. So when you put that in, just like so, you push it in and everything comes on. So now everything comes on in the vehicle, and that's how you put the key in. When you want to start the vehicle up, you have to put your foot on the brake and push the button in. But if you do that without doing it first time, it will actually just sit in this position here. You don't want the car to be sitting with the key in that position too long, because it will drain the battery. But if you push the key right in and hold your foot down on the brake, the Aston then starts up and you're ready to go. Same again if you turn it off. So you put your finger in the middle section, not top or bottom, in the middle where the key is, and it turns the Aston off, and everything does all the rest of the work for you. Okay, so this is the Aston Martin starting up. Okay, so this is how the Aston Martin sounds in standard mode. This is how the Aston Martin sounds with the valves open in sport mode. So it's 28 degrees Celsius outside, 1:49 in lovely Colchester, Essex, England, for all the international viewers. Right, so now into D. So it's a single clutch gearbox, which means it drives differently to a lot of modern dual clutch gearboxes. So if you buy a 2016 Aston Martin, the latest gen, then you will be getting the dual clutch, which has got a smoother transmission, and you've got just a generally smoother drive. So you go over bumps, you can feel it. I'm just going to take the cameraman over a few other bumps, and you can literally feel everything coming through your seat, which I personally really like. It's not an uncomfortable feeling, it's just a sports car feeling. You've got a sports car and you want it to feel like a sports car. So we're just in D, very much Sunday driving mode, or everyday driving mode if you like. And the vehicle just turns nicely. You do have to turn the steering wheel and give it a little bit of an effort, as the steering is not light. But again, I'll touch upon that. I've touched upon it a few times because I really want to hammer home that this is not your conventional vehicle. It is like a timepiece. It's mechanical, it's unique, it's bespoke, it's special. And that's why you should consider an Aston Martin, in my opinion, because if you want something special and you're going to spend that sort of level of money, then you want it to drive like nothing else. So we're just in a car park at the moment, just to test manoeuvrability in everyday driving situations. Yeah, and turning is fine. As I say, you just need a little bit of muscle, a little bit of effort going in. The brakes, yeah, they are certainly getting you stopping, which is very important for a car that does 180 miles per hour. And doing the Bond review today with the Aston Martin, had to wear the Bond watch, the Omega Seamaster. For the money, I would say it's a very good value for money. So if you're looking at buying a 2015 Aston Martin Vantage, you're probably looking between the 60 and 80, 85,000, 90,000 marks, so between 60 and 90,000. And you're getting a lot of car for that money. You're getting a 110, 120,000 pound car, and it does feel like a six-figure car. Definitely feels like a six-figure car. and that's what you're getting for your money. Some of the cars nowadays you're picking up, I wouldn't say standard cars, but say slightly above standard vehicles for like 80, 90, 100,000 pounds, and they feel no different really to a 40, 50,000 pound car 4 or 5 years ago. They've just gone absolutely silly on car prices. So when you think of this at 65,000 pound, you think, wow, I'm getting, for 65,000 pound, I'm picking up a 120,000 pound car. Or you could go out and buy a brand new 80,000 pound car, which is really a 50,000 pound car, bloated with price. And that's where I think it's really important to maybe consider your options when you're looking at vehicles these days, because you can pick up some absolute gems between the 2015-2018 year band, and this is one of them. You can adjust the steering quite easily. You've got plenty of flex in the height and distance of the car. Remember, racing drivers tend to have the steering wheel quite close to them, so you may want to pull the steering wheel out and then lower it a little bit to give you much more range and dynamics when you're driving, and more control over the vehicle. If you're driving at high speeds, you don't want to be reaching out to the steering wheel. I see so many people with the steering wheel tucked into the dash, and they clearly don't realise you can actually move the steering wheel out towards you as the driver. Within the Aston cockpit, being a new, whilst this is a 2015 vehicle, it's only done 8,000 miles, so you can smell the levers, you can feel new levers within them, and that's the beauty of buying a prestige car, a prestige super brand, is the people who buy them and own them, cherish them, they look after them. So, like, this vehicle feels like a year old rather than it being probably nearly 7 years of age. If you're thinking about Ferrari 430, Lamborghini Gallardo, Audi R8 R-Tronic or S-Tronic of the original gen, or Aston Martin Vantage, DB9, etc., then you want to take this. You want to go and take a Vantage for a spin, because it feels like putting on a special pair of shoes or your special shirt or your favourite timepiece. It just feels a bit different. It's more Ferrari. It's more Ferrari Lamborghini-like than Audi-like. Audi R8. So I typically drive it in sports mode a lot more than not, just because it's got a bit more dynamic range, the car's more ready for acceleration, and you're ready to take action and enjoy the vehicle a lot more in the sports mode. The spacing between drivers is good. You've got enough space to both rest your arm on the armrest, which is important to note if you're going long distance. You've got 2 cup holders. Some of the Lamborghinis got 0 cup holders or 1. And then in terms of reliability, they've got a good name for themselves with the Aston Martins. People know they're a well-built, hand-built vehicle, which is important to note. On the inside the vehicle, I believe it's Dan Rhodes, I believe, has inspected this vehicle, and every Aston Martin vehicle has a stamp on it to show you who built the car. Things like this interior stitching is just first class. The piano black works really well inside, and the sat-nav is actually pretty good. I mean, some people complain a little bit about the satellite navigation. I can't complain myself, because it works absolutely fine. It's even got little icons for like bank, restaurant, bar, all those sort of things that pop up, which is quite cool. It's easy to read, it warns you of the speed limit, which is important. It shows you what speed you're going on the sat nav as well as on the dials. It shows you elevation, and it also shows you a width, like the compass, whether you're going north, south, east or west, which direction you're driving in. So we'll take this beast between some roads where we can get a little bit more of a sound of the echo and how this thing sounds. Yeah, loads of grip, loads of grip. You can go around bends at some serious speed without having to worry on this. It's been an absolute pleasure to take you around in the Aston Martin Vantage. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. This vehicle is an absolute blast to go around in, a complete hoon. So if you're looking at buying an Aston Martin Vantage, I can certainly advise you to go straight ahead and buy one, because it's an absolute joy to own, live with and drive. So my name's Danny Neville. Thank you very much for watching. I'm doing your next car video. Check out the website. You can find a number of Aston Martin Vantage examples available for sale. Get yourself a test drive. As soon as you get behind the wheel, you're probably not buying one. Thank you.